When it comes to romantic comedies, or rom-coms for short, the general consensus is that it's the low-hanging fruit of the cinematic world. The belief is that they are usually low-effort vehicles for a studio to make a lot of easy money on a relatively small budget, and for the actors to get a quick check. While that's certainly true for a lot of romantic comedy movies, every once in a while, a movie tries a little harder to avoid the stigmas of its genre. One such movie is Resort to Love, now streaming on Netflix and starring Christina Milian and Jay Pharoah. Resort to Love is the story of a singer named Erica, played by Milian, whose career falls apart in one night, which is compounded by the fact that she still hasn't come to terms with the breakup with her ex-fiance Jason, played by Pharoah. In an attempt to get her friend's life on track, Erica's best friend Amber gets her a gig singing on an island resort. The only problem is that once Erica is there, she learns that she'll be singing at weddings, and not only that, her ex-fiance is getting married to another woman on the same island while she's there. The setup is basic, but what I like about Resort to Love is the way it perfectly balances the comedy with the romance and doesn't let either overtake too much of the movie. It's genuinely funny, and I laughed out loud on many scenes, especially the ones involving Milian, who seems legit goofy on and off the screen based on her performance here. Just when you think the comedy is becoming too much, the movie drops some serious dialogue on you, but as soon as you think it's moving into sappy territory, it throws an unexpected bit of comedy in there. This fixes one of my biggest complaints about rom-coms, and that's the fact that most of the time, the drama and sappy aspects of the movie far outweigh the actual comedy, and when there is comedy, it's just not funny. It's obvious that Resort to Love set out to be funny and entertaining above all else, and still managed to tell a compelling story on top of the comedy. I have to give extra props to the entire cast. A lot of times in movies like this, the cast can come across as caricatures instead of real people, but the cast of Resort to Love do an excellent job in making each character feel like a unique individual with a story, and not just set dressing only there for one-liners. Yeah, there are some characters in it that are a little cliche and par for the course for these type of movies, and one character in particular gets a bit of backstory that seemingly goes nowhere in relation to the plot. But the fact that they even thought to dig that deep into the background of one character just shows the work that went into making sure that they came across as human and not the typical stereotypes. Jay Pharoah especially impressed me, but that's probably because I've never seen him do anything outside of impressions on Saturday Night Live. This movie proves he can definitely do more than just comedy, and I hope to see him in more diverse projects in the future. It has its flaws, but most are easy to overlook. Since Milian is a singer in and outside of the movie, the film seems to invent reasons for her to sing, and it can get to be a little much about an hour into the movie. One Alicia Keys song in particular gets a lot of attention, but after watching the movie, I learned that it was produced by Alicia Keys, so that makes sense. I also felt like Jason's brother Caleb, who's played by Sinqua Walls, man I hope I said that right, didn't get nearly enough character development, and more time should have been spent on showing the person he was versus the relationship history between Erica and Jason. It felt like he was basically there for eye candy and to take his shirt off, which is unfortunate. Well, not for the ladies of course. He was on most of the promotional material, so you would think that a little more attention would have been placed on his character, but I feel like I barely know dude. All things considered though, Resort to Love is as basic as a romantic comedy as you can get, but it didn't need to be anything fancy. Compared to other similar movies, it's miles ahead of its competition, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and actually would watch it again if for no other reason than the fact that it feels like the cast had a great time making it, which translates to the screen. Even small, insignificant characters provide some unexpected laughs. It's not going to subvert the genre or anything, but it's a step in a different direction away from the tired trends of romantic comedies of the past. My grade for Resort to Love is a B-. It's a fun little movie that's enjoyable for any audience and a standout entry in the romantic comedy category. Let me know how you felt about Resort to Love in the comments below. And for more TV and movie reviews, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on notifications. And until next time, I'll holler at you.